What's up, y'all? Yo, this is not paid advertisement. Y'all ever had whip shops? They are vodka infused whip shops. It's mad good. So I had this wonderful experience. Well, I went into the store. I went to the store. I had them for so long. I had them because I had bought two. They had vanilla at the time, and that's caramel. The vanilla is fantastic, and it is very pretty, very girly like. So of course, it's whipped cream. It's vodka infused whipped cream, and I had a drink, and I bought that, and I spread it on top of the vodka, and so I thought, like most whipped cream, that it would melt in, but it didn't melt in the vodka. It stayed afloat. The no matter of fact, I was drinking tequila, but that's beside the point. It stayed afloat of the drink that I had, and it was fucking bomb. It tasted good and it was mad pretty. It made the drink look exotic as if like a bartender had did it. It was dope. I don't know, but I don't know. I think you should try it. I'm gonna get more. The shit is I can't remember where I got that from. Um, but like Google, I'll just look it up. I'll look it up. Anyway, I'm getting my motherfucking chill on, and I said, let me holler at my people because, in the famous words of Dorothy, because. So, check this shit out. Ooh, I had an epiphany, right? Because my mind is always going. It doesn't really shut off from the time I open my eyes. Sometimes it can keep me up at night, but from the time that I open my eyes until the time I close them at night, God bless, I am thinking, right? So I had this epiphany, and the thought came to me that my last relationship type of experience didn't work out. It didn't work out because, give me a second, that's not the epiphany. I'm giving you actual events that happen, and that will lead to the epiphany. Okay, so, and I was thinking about it today, and I was like, it didn't work out because, first of all, I realized a little late into it that I wasn't ready for it because there was like a lot of emotional baggage, trauma, all type of shit that you're obligated to a level help your significant other deal with that I was not ready for and I did not want to fucking deal with. But of course, again, I realized this a little too late in the game. But I did explain this to the individual to the degree of just saying, I summarized it like, listen, I am not ready for a relationship. So, I'm sorry that, I led you to believe that. I believe that. But now that I'm in it, I gotta fall back. I gotta fall back because I'm not ready. Right? But anyway, and today when I had an epiphany, it came many, many reasons why um, I understand now I wasn't ready. Why I wasn't ready. Besides the fact of, besides the fact that I was not ready emotionally, right? To, and shit. I really didn't have the time that I wanted. I didn't have the time that was necessary to pour into someone else. All the time, well, majority of the time, I need it for myself. because I realized also that I was not finished healing from the big breakup, with Judah and everything. I wasn't finished healing from that. Now, I got into the, let's just say, situationship. I got into it because 2 years, 2.5 years had passed since me and Judas. And if you're unfamiliar, Judas is who I called my baby daddy. May he rest in peace. But at the time, he was alive, and we had this really bad like breakup, right? And it was traumatizing. It was traumatizing for me. And so I um I call him Judas because Judas betrayed Jesus, and that's how I felt ultimately. But anyway, um, and so I realized that a part of the reason why I wasn't like I felt in my head it was enough time. But I realized today I was trying to force something, and I was trying to force it because I was not being patient with myself. I had to keep remembering throughout healing, be patient with yourself, be patient, be patient. So I constantly did have to remind myself, but in the process of being patient, I got a little bit frustrated. Like, no, 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 you know, 2 years, 2.5 years is enough time for you to do whatever the fuck you want to do, and you should be fine, you should be good. But I realized that I wasn't. Today, the epiphany consisted of some of those reasons why, because I wasn't finished healing from that situation. Um, I required and desired to return to myself and give myself everything that I was given the situationship. So I like to do things, and ultimately, what I like to do, like I like to do trips, road trips. I like to go away and things like that. And ultimately, I was sharing it with this person, and I realized I didn't even want to, you know, but I realized too late. Um, some of his behaviors were red flags for me, but I'm not sure if it was on. Oh, well, I'm going to take accountability. I was about to say, I'm not sure if it was more just his behalf or on my behalf, but I'm going to say both because, some of his behaviors led me to be like, you know what, this is why. Like, it was draining. The situationship ultimately was draining. So, what I realized today, another continuance of the epiphany I had was that when you're healing, you know why patience is so important? Because we tend to make decisions still based off of trauma, right? And excuse me a second, excuse me a second. We still tend to make decisions based off trauma. The reason why I said that is because, like I said, like I said, some of his behaviors was triggering for me, right? And they were red flags, and they were signs that I believe now that neither one of us was fucking ready. So, hold on, because my thing is like fucked up. One of these is fucked up, and I don't know why. So well, that shit gets situated. Right. So the point of it all is that I realized today is that unbeknownst to myself at the time, he was not only a trigger for me. Yeah, he was he was a trigger. Um, because there were so many similarities in our basic in the basics of our situationship that were constantly reminding me of the ending of the big breakup that I had with Judas, right? And I realized that in my decision to fucking be in a situationship with him, relationship with him, and whatever else that was going on in my head, all of that was a result of making a decision based off trauma. The crazy shit is that I wasn't really aware because I was healing and I'm still healing, but I'm going through and I'm seeing improvements. I'm getting better. Um, I'm implementing boundaries. I'm doing a little exploration to see what's going to work for me now because it is a statistical fact and a psychological fact that trauma rewires your brain, right? So, after a traumatic experience, it is very human, so don't blame yourself, but you will act differently. You will respond differently to similar scenarios and situations. And so when I started seeing these red flags, it just helped me to understand that I'm about to repeat a cycle that I did not want to repeat. I am about breaking generational curses. I am about breaking cycles, my own cycles that I create that has the possibility of morphing into um like a fucking generational cycle if it's not corrected, right? So I had to let that shit go. I had to let it go. I don't have any regrets about letting it go. Um, and I feel so much better now. Hold on, what the fuck? Right, so what's up? What's up? What's up? Hold on, one of these is broken, but just bear with me. Ain't no way. Shouldn't be going like this. Um, okay. Pardon me. So, right, which brought me to this motherfucking idea. Right. So, we, um, as a collective, have come to realize that it's not necessarily true in spirituality when they say that you're going to attract whatever vibration you're on. Because when you are a righteous person, a righteous being, when you're walking and operating in your light, um, opposites attract as well, right? I don't ever want you to think that because you have or have had a scenario similar to mine, I don't want you to consider it a setback. I don't want you to consider it as you're actually not healing. And I don't want you to consider it as um, like a reversal. Like, you took all of these steps back. That's not necessarily the fucking case, right? Um, because opposites attract as well as the light attracts alike, we have to listen to our discernment and moving forward with these situations, at any situation. And that it came to my fucking attention. Because, I have been getting intuitive notations about this individual, but because he wasn't showing me anything at the time that I was getting these intuitive, I just was like, well, um, it's not him, it's me, and what am I doing? I kept checking in with myself, um, but and I don't know if it was like making excuses or whatever because I don't fucking feel like I was making fucking excuses. I was giving the person a benefit of the doubt because this was someone that was fairly new in my life. And even though, we were cool and we had a rapport, um, but romantically speaking, they were basically new in my life. And I was like, okay, I'm going to give them the benefit of the doubt because they like me and I like them. So these intuitive nudges that I was given, I just was like, I don't really think it's him. It's probably me. But turns out, um, it was him. And again, I don't feel like it was a setback. I feel like it was a lesson. And the intuitive notions that I was getting about this individual was the guidance to help me to understand that at that time. Like, listen, homegirl, you about to repeat a cycle, and I don't think you want to do that, right? And I fucking didn't. But the thing too is that I ended it. I severed ties before it really got a chance to get anywhere. Um, and I want to just take the time to thank God and thank the universe for that, right? Because if you can see, it was coming together or forming together. Like, I was getting intuitive nudges on this end, but because I was checking in with myself, I was saying, you know what, I just think I'm not ready. So, I was thinking it was me. So, there's two pillars right here. And then they started to form together in order to assist me in severing the romantic ties with this person. Which ultimately I'm cool with that because now I'm in a space where I ain't ready for none of that shit. And I know I'm not ready. I can admit that openly because let me tell you something, right? It be shit that I don't be giving a fuck about. Real shit. It's be shit going on with people, and I don't be giving a fuck. I don't give a fuck, right? And when you're with someone, there's a certain obligation to be considerate, um, helpful, understanding, and compassionate, you know. But now I'm in a space where I only have to be concerned with what is directly connected to me. So, and that being said, I also realized that in my deciding, and I'm not sure if I said this already because I'm a little bit tipsy, I've been sipping for a minute now, but in my decision to go along with the relationship in the beginning, even when it turned to a situationship, that was me making a decision out of trauma and not out of my well being or my healed space, right? Because my healed space ultimately let me know that I was not ready for the fucking relationship. But the trauma, right, is where I connected with this individual and I didn't even know it at the time. I didn't even know it. But his traits and who he were, I think made us incompatible because I'm no longer that person. So it's not that I can't relate to who he was. Well, this individual is still alive, so I don't want to. I'm only speaking of him in past tense because we're no longer together. Whom he was is not my of my caliber anymore, and I had to realize that. And I realized it today. I'm like, oh shit, I chose this nigga. And I chose this nigga out of trauma. I didn't choose this nigga out of my healed space. I chose this nigga out of trauma. I chose this nigga because this stereotype, if you want to say, is what I know. It's what I'm used to. And how can I expect anything different when at one time in my life this was a norm? So you know how sometimes they say like you gotta take two steps forward. I mean 2 steps back in order to take one leap forward, and that's what I feel like that situation was with him. It was a reminder, so to speak. I took the 2 steps back and I realized, oh shit, I'm not supposed to be here. In order for me to take the leap forward, I'm not one of them bitches that's willing to deal with any type of treatment or deal with anybody just be to say that I have someone. I am not that type of person. Um, I hope that I'm not confusing you on what I'm fucking saying because I want this to be a lesson that we fucking learn together. Cause see, that's what dating is about. When you're everyone wears a fucking mask when you're fucking dating. You know what I'm saying? Or when you're getting to know them, everyone wears a mask because whatever reason. Some people don't want to be alone. Some people actually do have an interest and they just want to be on their best behavior because they really want to be with the person they're pursuing. Some motherfuckers have ulterior motives, but everybody wears a fucking mask in the beginning, right? And it's just like once I saw his mask fucking fall off, that for me, like that was it. Cause it wasn't the first time. It was the second time. And I had to ask myself, right? I had to ask myself, when you pray for guidance, you pray for protection, you pray for um, visibility of enemies, And I said to myself, you pray and you getting fucking answers and you're not even paying attention to fucking answers. So where is it in your healing space are you that you feel like you're ignoring the fucking answers? Because it was like so much shit going on and it had became so frequently repetitious that I was just like, wait a minute. So I'm thankful to the God in the universe for allowing me to get out of that shit safely and for me being awakened to the fact. But it just turns out that it and he was a lesson. And again, I am in a space right now where I'm just motherfucking chilling and being 40 fine, okay? 45, baby. I done bleached my motherfucking hair and it done grew out already because everything was bleached. But I went and got the sides shaved off, and I went and got my hair trimmed and shit. And child, ain't no way this shit supposed to be like this. No, it's this one. This one is fucked up. Let me see. But anyway, thank you for bearing with me. So, wait, okay. I ain't supposed to be pulling this motherfucking hard either, so I'm waiting for this other charcoal to get hot. But anyway, dating is the phase where you're trying to get an understanding of exactly how far it is that you can get with this individual. And I realized too, guess what I realized? I realized that my motherfucking taste has changed. And I know it has changed for the better because it has come from a healed space because the character, the, I'm putting all that shit up there because I ain't gonna keep going through this shit. The level of experiences I had with these individuals also will let me know that this is not my caliber of person that I want to be with. I gotta get them other charcoals hot, right? And um, so now here I am, motherfucking chilling in my home in my space, and this is one of my favorite places. This is one of my favorite places. My home, my space is one of my favorite places to be. It, it's love here, it's safety here, it's decor, it's demure, and I like to fucking be here. And I don't think it is fucking wise right now for me to get romantically involved with anyone else because I believe that I am not in a healed enough space to be able to even choose right now. Like there's a level there that I'm at where I am still questioning myself and not fully trusting myself, which is why I wasn't fully in tune with the intuitive notions because I should have been trusting myself and understanding the relationship that I have with God and that I have with the universe to know that they trust me enough and love me enough to answer all my prayers, right? And so again, I'm praying for protection, I'm praying for guidance, I'm praying for peace, I'm praying for you know the will to and the strength and the wisdom and the courage, and I'm getting answers because I do it in every aspect of my life because that's just I am just totally refusing to repeat some of the shit, all of the shit that got me here today. I'm thankful for the experience because it made me who I am. I love who I am now. I may be a little guarded, but who the fuck is it in this motherfucking world? Because this world is fucked up. people are starting to get better at wearing their masks fucking longer. Um, so it's this whole fucking facade of a fucking society going on right now, and so I think we're all going to be a little guarded because we're all we got, and we have to protect ourselves at all costs. We can't really depend on anyone else to protect us, you know, because it's so many people that's out for self. But with all of that being said, I am good. I love being home and I love being in my space, and it's so much safety and peace and comfortability and accessibility, and it's just basically the experience of being in your space when you have your space tailored to and catered to your own will. You know, it's like it's nothing like it, and I'm not in the mind state anymore to share any of it with anyone. I had to understand that it is okay to be selfish. Usually, I don't like selfish people, because I was always so giving, lacking boundaries, right? Because I didn't really think I needed boundaries with people that I love. But that's what life is, baby. Life is trial and error. We live and we learn. And if you make an error in the healing process, which is relearning things about yourself, um, post trauma, it's okay because nothing is perfect. You have to give yourself permission to be fucking human. Because even though we were made in the likeness of, and even though we resonate with the divinity within us, still we humble ourselves and connect with the God within and pray to and meditate towards the God that's without or on the outside. Even with all of that, we are still humans. And it is okay to make a mistake as long as you understand that it is a mistake, and as long as you do the self correction to be able to understand the mistake, move forward from the mistake. Figure out how to move forward. Don't stay fucking stuck there. Don't get mad at yourself, or even if you got mad at yourself, don't stay in that fucking space because you have to begin to keep pushing fucking forward. And I just wanted to say that. And and I have a confession. I have a confession. And a confession that I have is um, I don't really care for podcasts. See, I be torn, right, about posting. Because as much as I like to connect with my people and do these um, lives and post and converse and get some shit together, collect my thoughts and all of that shit. As much as I like to do that, um, I'll be torn about it because I don't. I've grown to a degree of disdain for podcasts because it's like uh, it is an overwhelming um, sea that's flooded with podcasts, and everybody got something to say about, the way that you should live, the way that, and I get it, I get it that sometimes we need direction, sometimes we need confirmation, and sometimes we look for things on the outside, even though it begins at home. It starts with things, but sometimes we look for those things on the outside. And so, I get it why, people tune in, but I don't necessarily, well, I don't necessarily always agree with everyone, and sometimes it can be frustrating. Even people who have PhD psychology degrees and things like that, sometimes because their answers and their communication is knowledge combined with opinion, and it can get frustrating sometimes. And so I just be saying, damn, I don't really care for podcasts, but here it is that I have a lot that I'll be posting. And you know what? Maybe I just shouldn't post. Maybe I shouldn't. But I always get back to the space of, but you're healing. You're still healing. And there's a lot of people that's still healing. And maybe, just maybe, it's somebody that I can help. Or maybe somebody is going through something similar and they just won't fucking feel so alone. So put your shit out there. Put it out there. And I've gotten confirmation from other people too, or many times to put my shit out there. Excuse me, because I know I keep getting up, but I'm trying to get my motherfucking hookah going because, alright, I'm gonna turn this down because the other charcoal could get, okay, okay, there we go, there we go. Okay, we gotten a little better now. So, anyway, um, I have become my own best company, but I've never had an issue with being alone. I've never had an issue with not being in a relationship. But as a woman, sometimes, you want to have companionship um, with someone of the opposite sex. Because I'm going to give you an example. I like to go away on trips and shit, right? I definitely don't mind going by myself. I have went by myself. I'll go with my girlfriend. I'll go with my home girls and shit like that. But sometimes you say, "Damn, I want me a little something to go away with," right? And you know, it's a human response to sometime more companionship. But right now, I just think I need to refrain from that a little bit because I need to continue on pouring back into myself and finish this healing journey. Because I'm gonna tell you something. Oh, I thought it was broken. I got this watermelon mint popping. I thought one of them was fucking broken, but it ain't broken. Um, I don't think I should be pulling on this shit this motherfucking hard though. I'll tell you that. This watermelon mint is nice though. Oh, okay. I was seeing the shadow of this shit, but and what I would really like to do, I would really like to take this group to another level. So I need to start working more on the business aspect of it. I ain't got no chaser. I do have chaser in there, but I mean, I ain't pouring no chaser. I was gonna take it straight to the head, right? I would like to start a travel group. I would like to have the travel group based around healing, where we go to, we have dates, we have conversations, um, we go to retreats, we woosah, and you know what I was thinking about too? I was thinking about this shit. I feel like because I just came back from a trip, me and my homegirl went, and I feel that at this stage in my life, I, excuse me, at this stage in my life, I need to create a life that, let me put it this way. Let me put it this way. Nas had this song called Second Childhood. Nas the rapper. Yes. I'm that aura. I'm 90s aura. 80s into the 90s. That's just what it is. Um and so Nas, I love Nas. I love Nas the rapper. I love 50 Cent. I went to high school with 50 Cent. Um and to see where we came from, because a lot of our backgrounds are very similar. So to see where we came from and see him make it the way he made it is a blessing to be able to witness it. It is also very inspiring to me, and that is why I love him. That is why I love him. I just feel like, damn, he is proof that you can make it and still have your morality, still have your integrity, still have your fucking self respect. Especially from where we came from, because a lot of people are willing to sell themselves out quick for a fucking dollar. So anyway, but anyway, back to the fucking point. The point was, child Nas have this song called Second Childhood, and in summary, it's just like I feel like that's where I am now. Second childhood because I'm still young, but I'm old enough to make better decisions, to understand what's going on, and I have the resources also to be able to assist in my decision making. And so with that, I want to go into, change into, elevate into a different life. Um, and so I am trying to set that up now for myself. And I'm trying to configure how to do it. The thing is that I just don't want it for myself. And that is why I want to take this group to another level. And I say this group because my watching, like the people that I have watching me are still, the numbers are still low. And I'm absolutely fucking fine with that. Because it's not the quantity, it's the quality of the people that I'm reaching and connecting with. And it will be smaller groups where I can plan a beautiful retreat and have it be inexpensive, and just so that we're all able to attend if you want to attend, and just take a fucking minute to recollect, collect, sit, and talk amongst like minded people, like minded individuals, and hopefully further this healing process. Because, not for nothing, baby, I remember I made a fucking video that said no new, that said, why not have new friends, right? Why not have new friends? And why not? Because the same with fucking dating. I'm not gonna stop. Well, I'm gonna stop dating for now, but I mean, it's not permanent to say like I'm never gonna date again. I'm never gonna. I know what I'm deserving of. I know my worth, and I know that one day I'll have it. The day when I'm ready to have it, right? And with all of these lessons coming up, like it's important to meet new people. Why let the same motherfucker keep hurting you and disappointing you over and over again? See, the thing is, when you meet new people, right, you get to implement your boundaries without a fucking fight. Because people who are familiar with you and people that fucking know you get it twisted in their mind to some degree, like, you didn't have these boundaries before, or if you did, you didn't have them with me. And so for some odd fucking reason, they feel like seeing how far that they can get past your boundaries, or seeing if they can even push your boundaries, is equivalent to how much you love them in their fucking head, which is fucking weird, but it is what it is. It's That's how people are. But when you meet new people, you get to stand on those, you get to test those boundaries, you get to stand on them, and they get to meet that healed version of you where you are right there, and they're able to deal with you on that level. You know what I'm saying? It's like, so we're gonna get the fuck together as women. We're gonna have fucking dinner. We're gonna have whatever you choose to do. Some fucking drinks. We're gonna take a walk on the beach. We're going to get some baptizing going on. We're gonna get some seminars going on. We're gonna get some fucking different perspectives from like-minded individuals. And it doesn't just have it doesn't only have to be females. It can be males too, because males go through heartbreak too. um so I'm just gonna wrap it up, but that's basically what I wanted to say. I wanted to say, I just recently had the epiphany that I was choosing to deal with a certain type of person, or persons. Well, I can't say persons because I was only really dealing with that one. But it's like the definition of crazy. How they say crazy is doing the same thing over and over, but expecting different results. And I felt that I was in a healed space and that I was making a fair decision for myself to try something different with someone, and the results ended up being the same. And then I had to backtrack and just be like, wait a minute, just because this person is a different body doesn't necessarily mean that they are different. They're not so fucking different because they triggering a lot of my fucking trauma. I'm getting these intuitive fucking notions. So just remember to be patient with yourself, listen to yourself, keep loving up on yourself, and if you can, refrain from entertaining anyone else. Um, do that for a little while until you get into a totally healed space. And you have to be patient. You have to be patient because, baby, you got to know that however long you was in a traumatic situation is going to take just about that long to heal from that situation. You know, Motherfuckers walking around here with psychological issues and shit like that. You don't even know. You're not even fucking aware because they be wearing these motherfucking masks. And so, once there's a disagreement or a misunderstanding or miscommunication, you get to see the mask start to slip off from these people. Sometimes it might not even be that. Sometimes it just could be in a general conversation that you having with someone. They say the best way to really learn how someone is to listen. Because people will tell you exactly who they are if you just fucking listen. So we have to stop. I know I have to stop having high hopes for people. It's unfortunate. It's probably a fucked up thing to say, but because I really don't consider basic human decency and realness to be having high hopes. Like, for years and years and years, motherfuckers run around talking about they a real nigga, they a real nigga, they real this, they a real man, and I'm just like, okay, that's what you are, and I'm taking it as face value because I'm thinking this individual ain't got no reason to lie. You real, that's just what it is. But I'm starting to see that people have different definitions of different things, and it goes according to their experiences and their scenarios and circumstances. So I can't have the false hopes. The fucking high hopes are now false hopes, and I can't have the false hopes of taking people at fucking face value. I'm not a surface level type of woman. Um, I don't deal with people half ass. I just don't. And I think I need some self correction on that because not everybody deserves your best. Not everybody deserves the authenticity of you. This shit sounds so weird. It almost sounds contradictory. You know what I'm saying? But I say people don't deserve the authenticity of you because a lot of righteous people and a lot of light beings are pure hearted, right? And when you're pure hearted, people see that. They're not used to it. Some try to take advantage of it. Some of it don't understand it. Some of them are fucking jealous of it, right? And so you have to discern and understand that not everyone deserves the authenticity of you. And because I'm realizing that now, it means that I have to preserve my energy even more. It means that I have to stay guarded, and it means that I can't fucking entertain even if I would like to. Because it could be a motherfucker that I like, that I like and that I'm digging on and how she said in the podcast, she said, I got it's a nigga that I could call right now. I like that shit he got over there. I like it. I ain't gonna lie, I like it, but I can't fuck with him. I can't fuck with him because when I was fucking with him, he ain't treat me right. He ain't do me right. So I can't fuck with him. But I don't even want to speak to him because if I speak to him, it gets me in a space where I'm gonna want to see him, and it's so I don't even speak to him. But he definitely got what I like over there, and that is where I am. And the only plot twist to that shit is it is not just for romantic relationships. We cannot apply this method only to romantic relationships. We gotta apply it to platonic relationships also, because motherfuckers will be your friends for years and have ulterior motives because of whatever it is that's going on in their head or whatever it is that they feeling towards you, and it will only surface when an incident happens. You know what I mean? So, and I'm talking about bitches will fake be your. I never understood this type of shit, but bitches will fake be your fucking friend just so that in a moment of vulnerability, you'll depend on them to be your ear, but they really doing it to get some type of fucking dirt on you. And then the first opportunity that they get, they try to throw that shit in your face. Like this shit go for platonic relationships too. It's motherfucking dudes out there. Like I was, because the way that I grew up, you know, you were able to trust males, right? At least my circle of males at the time, you was able to trust them when they said they was your friend because there was no ulterior motive. Nowadays, motherfuckers are say they're your friend or try to be your friend, but they have a whole ulterior motive of dating you. And what they trying to do is learn you from a certain aspect because they trying to figure out a way in because you done friend zone them, or they trying to figure out a fucking way in because um they you basically have what they want to be with, or even if they really don't want to be, but at the time they want you, and so they trying to figure out another way in because they have an understanding of either the type of person you are or the situation that you're in that's have them in the fucking friend zone. And this shit is crazy and it's fucking sad. But I'm a end this shit because I have been on here for about a fucking hour. So I just want y'all to know. And I would chill and smoke my fucking hookah because I listen to my motherfucking music and finish my motherfucking drink and make my appointments. I need my hair appointments, but look for some cute little weekend getaways. I plan to start doing, and I hope you'll be able to make it. And I'll definitely let you know way ahead of time so that you'll be able to make it. I probably won't post it on this channel in the beginning. I have a Facebook group, and I'll probably post it in a Facebook group because the Facebook group is small. It's I believe 100 people, and and as I gain momentum, I'll be able to broaden it more and then put it on the YouTube channel, and have whoever come because you know we gotta fucking heal as a fucking people, let alone an individual. And it's so fucking sad that we have to go to this level of things. I know we go through shit and it builds our character. It helps us elevate consciously, subconsciously, emotionally. You gain emotional intelligence and awareness and self-awareness, and all of these are beautiful things to help the you come out of your cocoon. We in a chrysalis stage right now. We in a chrysalis stage where we about to morph into a butterfly. But I just try to keep in mind that they didn't say that the weapons wouldn't form. They just said they wouldn't prosper. You know what I'm saying? So the weapons are forming, and I'm just disgusted at the fact that motherfuckers even want to form them because they forming these weapons amongst people who are sincere with them and usually have their best interests at heart. They're not even forming weapons for the true enemy. And the only time it's friendly fire is when the true enemy lies within, but they won't take accountability and they blaming anyone outside of themselves that they could blame for whatever the fuck is going on within them. Right? But no, thank you. I'll pass on that shit. So with that being said, I'm gonna get this fucking hookah together because it's all right. But I keep letting it go to the wayside instead of fucking smoking it. But I'm about to do this shit and enjoy my night. I hope you guys enjoy your night. Always thank you for listening and fucking tuning in. And be ready for the future and the evolution of Noah's Urban Diary. All right. Be ready for that shit. Oh, that must have been a toast for the universe. Well, thank you. Toast to you. Peace, y'all.